important for us. So this is how the ecosystem works. Basically, two ways. Most of our users will redeem our tokens through our telco partners, which is bundled with mobile data. The other way is if you're already a holder of the boat token, or if you earn tokens within the ecosystem through our community airdrops, or whether is it through subtitling content or moderating content, you will also earn this boat token. And what happens after that is you can use it within the ecosystem. 20% of our profits every single year are frozen or burned in the supply, so that we actually reduce the token supply and also give, I would say, the reward back to our early contributors and also maintain the value of the ecosystem as time goes by. So more details of this can actually be seen in our white paper that's online. We're also in the process of making our Korean version of our website go live. There are multiple ways to access the network. So as I mentioned, you can go through it by fiat. But what happens when you go through it by fiat is that you pay the full amount, which is $1 a month. And if you go through the token, you get a discount. So it is similar to the BNB Binance model of what we're trying to do. So right now, today, right, where we are at is that we really want to ensure that we have a good team to support all of these efforts and the right partnerships to make everything happen. So these are some of the partnerships that we have been working on in the past 6 months or so. As I've mentioned, Digi in Malaysia, it is a very large telco, the largest one there with 11 million subscribers. We are going to basically put our boat token and bundle it with data plans. The second one is Safaricom, the largest telco in Kenya. Africa actually is a huge place and developing space right now for the blockchain. I was just there in Africa, in South Africa and Kenya 2 weeks ago, and we made a lot of these partnerships happen, and we opened our first office in Nairobi. So Safaricom is the largest telco in Kenya, and it has 36 million subscribers. And what we're going to do with them as well is to bundle these tokens with data plans. We're also now working with a bank in Asia. We can't disclose which bank it is yet because we're finalizing some MOUs with them. And what is happening right now is that they are actually going to buy some of these tokens from us and give it out to their users and their customers who have made some transactions with the bank every single month. So this is actually for a money remittance product, but our token is given as a reward to users. Of course, the Cricket World Cup, we are now working as well with content creators in Kenya. A lot of these creators have over 300,000 YouTube subscribers each, and a lot of them have signed up with us. We've signed up about 20 to 30 of them at the moment, and they actually post content like music, lifestyle, stand-up comedy. Why is it different for us that these people will sign up with us is because many of the times on YouTube, right, a lot of people don't make enough money. Unless you're a superstar with 1 million subscribers today, right, you're making about $700 for 10 million views on YouTube. So what happens today for them is that their users are not able to tip them or give them, credit, right, for making really, really good content. On our platform, where we are signing up creators one by one, depending on how good their content is, we're allowing the users to tip them with the boat token. And if these creators hold the boat token as well, we will reduce our transaction fee for them on our platform. So it is actually an overall attractive proposition. That's why in a very short span of time, we set up about, I think, 28, 29 of these content creators in Kenya alone. And we want to roll it out. The last and most interesting partnership is this. So this is something that we're working on as a management team at the moment. We want to pre-install the Boat app onto over 6 million devices in South Africa. That includes phones and that includes TVs with a very prominent brand. I can't name which brand that is yet. But once that is out, we'll let you guys know. But that brand and this partnership should go live by end of Q1 as well, 2019. We're already starting to investigate the tech and how to put it on. In fact, this is going to be the first time that we're releasing especially an application for the smart TV, because we've always said that we're mobile first, mobile only, but because this manufacturer actually bundles smart TVs with mobile data plans in South Africa and has a huge market for it, we've decided to actually develop a separate TV app for the smart TV now. And this will ensure that the Boat wallet is pre-installed in 6 million devices in South Africa only. And of course, we're built on Zilliqa. So I'm a present advisor to Zilliqa, and I was part of the early team last year when we did our ICO in December. At that time, we raised about $22 million, and we're currently on top top 40 on CoinMarketCap. So Zilliqa actually is able to process up to 10,000 transactions per second, and it's public, and that's why we're building on top of it as well. Compared to Ethereum, which is 7 to 10. I know there are many different blockchain platforms out there that go, we can do 1 million transactions or 500,000 transactions per second, but we are all on-chain and not off-chain. That is the difference. So everything is on the blockchain. We don't process transactions side by side. One more point to note as well is that the BOLT token will be issued as Ethereum-based token, ERC20, before we port it to the Zilliqa token, because most of the exchanges today support Ethereum still. We are figuring out how to actually issue it as a Zilliqa-based token without affecting the liquidity and the listing on all our exchanges. For us, the priority right now is to make sure that this token is listed on as many exchanges as we can. So the BOLT team is across the world right now today. We have over 12 nationalities in 4 offices around the world. Our main offices are in London, Singapore, Malaysia, as well as in Kenya. But we have people who are working with us from Brazil, from Australia, from France, from Indonesia, from the Philippines. So we're a very international team because we want to be the world's biggest mobile wallet powered by content. You need to have a global team to make that happen. This is the main management team. That's my CEO and my founder. I'm the co-founder and the chief commercial officer. Lynn is here today in front taking photos of me. And she's our head of digital operations. And we have people across the board, but we have a very strong corporate affairs team as well, because we want to make sure that we are compliant and we have legal counsel in-house. We have a CFO who actually looks after our accounts, so that we are trying to run it basically like a proper business with the proper regulatory framework. This is our token economics. So we have about 400 million tokens that will be released in our private contribution round and the crowd contribution round. In fact, in the next 2 weeks, you might see in the news, we're actually going to start working with some of these token sale platforms in Korea to make our token available and for purchase by you guys, by the South Koreans. So we will release the update shortly on Kakao, so feel free to join our Kakao group as well. The next part as well is that we have about 100 million tokens available that are ready to be sold. So that is from the existing pot of 400 million. And as soon as that is done, we will list it obviously on different exchanges. I hope to speed up the presentation. So, next slide. Oh, I think that's it actually. So thanks everyone for listening to us.